In our last two sessions, we discussed a letter from a man whose son was developing a crossed eye, and whose wife refused to allow the boy to be evaluated by a physician. I suggested that the father had to risk offending his wife and had to be an advocate for his son, even if that meant legally restraining his wife. Now, back to the writer of the letter. Throughout all this, remember that it's not your wife's primary goal to injure your son. She's just afraid and trying to protect your son, and very likely to protect herself as well. It's likely that your wife is frightened of many things, not just frightened by physicians. And when people are frightened, they use whatever is available to decrease their feelings of helplessness. When your wife gets angry and tries to control the behavior of other people, she gets a sense of power that briefly gives her a relief from the emptiness and fear in her life. This is quite understandable, and it will be very helpful if you have a sense of compassion for her emptiness and pain. That does not mean, however, that you should allow her behavior to injure your son. Right now, when your wife gets angry, you react with your own protecting behaviors. You immediately act like a victim and run. That's why you haven't made an appointment for your son already. It's likely that you also use the other protecting behaviors, lying and anger, for example. When you use these behaviors, though, without meaning to, you're communicating that you're protecting yourself, which means that you're not thinking of your wife's welfare. It's ironic, isn't it, that when you give in to her threats, you're actually being unloving. You think you're giving her what she wants, but deep down she knows, and you know, that you're really protecting yourself. And she can't feel that as real love. Kind of crazily ironic. So, when you protect yourself, she feels more empty and afraid. And then she's even more likely to be angry and controlling. It's a cycle that just gets worse and worse. At the root of all human fears is a lack of real love. It's likely that from early in your wife's life, her parents and others failed to love her unconditionally. What she needs most now is your unconditional acceptance. She needs to see that when she's angry, you still love her, which doesn't necessarily mean becoming a doormat and giving her what she demands. What she demands is often what is worst for her. She will sense your real love for her as you respond to her anger with understanding and kindness rather than by responding with your own protecting behaviors. Really loving her means that you listen to her compassionately when she's demanding. As she feels your unconditional love for her, her anger will almost certainly diminish, although that may take a while. For now, get your son the evaluation he needs, and in the process, be as loving toward your wife as you can. Over time, real love is always the way to go.